Hello, welcome. Let's try to solve another Leetcode 3092 most frequent IDs. So let's first try to understand the problem. So we are giving a nums array and we are also giving a frequent array, and the length of the nums array is equal to the length of the frequent array. So for example, we have numbers like 2, 3, 2 and 1, and for the frequency array we have a 3. So this means for number 2 we have a frequency of 3. So for 2 we have a frequency of 3, and for the next operation, and we're gonna check this number, we're gonna check the next number, it's gonna be 3. So for number 3 it has a frequency of 2, but at the same time we can get the answer. So for the first time the answer is gonna be 3 because the maximum frequency, it's not the number, it's the maximum frequency. So we're going to compare 3 and 2, so the result is going to be 3. And after we add 2 inside, so the maximum is going to still be 3. And for the next step, we have a minus 3. So if the frequency value is a negative value, this means for this number 2, we're going to remove the frequency 3. So for example, this is number 2, this is 3. It means we're going to we're going to use a 3 minus 3, so it's going to be 0. So currently the frequency of 2 is 0, the frequency of 3 is 2, so our answer for the maximum frequency is going to be 2. And for the next step, we just need to put 1 inside. So for number 1, it has a frequency of 1, and the maximum frequency is going to be 2, and this is why the final result is going to be 2. So how can we solve such kind of problem? As you can see, we simulate it as a counter. So we're going to prepare a counter. This is the first step. And for the second step is that we're going to calculate the maximum frequency. Basically, we are going to calculate such frequency numbers, but we need to get the maximum. So in Python, we have a sorted list. So we can use a sorted list to solve such kind of problem. Because for sorted list, we always know what is the minimum number or what is the maximum number in log n time. So the final time complexity is going to be n log n. So we need two data structures. So one is a counter, another one is a sorted list. So the counter is used to record updating of the frequency of the numbers. So this is for the counter. And for the sorted list, it is used to record all the frequencies, all the current frequencies, and we need to choose the maximum frequency. So it's going to be at the end of the sorted list. Now let's just use this kind of idea to solve the problem. I think the problem description is really easy to understand, and the data structure for us, we're going to use a sorted we're going to use a sorted list. So from sorted containers, we're going to import the sorted list in Python. Now we're going to prepare a counter and a sorted list. So this is going to be the sorted list, and we're going to prepare the final result. Now we're going to check all the numbers and frequency in a zip of nums and frequency. So first of all, we're going to update the sorted list. Because for each of the time, definitely we need to update the counter, but we need to update the sorted list as well. So first of all, we're going to check if we need to update the sorted list. So for example, let me use the second example, maybe. So for number 2, for number 5, we have a frequency of 2. Now, for the next time, what's going to happen is for this number 5, it's gonna have a frequency of 0 because it is a negative number, and this 2 gonna minus this 2. It's gonna become 0. So this means for this time, we need to update the previous counter, and also we need to update the sorted list, because from the beginning we have a number 2 inside the sorted list, but currently we need to remove that number 2, and we need to put 0 inside the sorted list, and next we're gonna just output the 0. So first of all, we're gonna use the sorted list and discard the counter with this number. So this is going to be Cn, it's going to be the frequency. And then we can end it. Yeah, so we can end this Cn. But before we end it, we need to update it. Yeah, so Cn gonna plus equal to the frequency. After updated, so we're gonna add it inside. Finally, we need to put it inside the result array. It's gonna be the sorted list with the last number. And finally, we need to return the result. Yeah, so that's gonna be the entire code for this kind of a solution. So as you can see, the coding is not too long because we used this kind of a sorted list library from Python. Now let me just submit it to tag. And for the sorted list, we used to discard and add, and that's going to be log n time. And this for loop going to be O n time. So the final time complexity going to be n log n. As you can see, it works. Now let's just analyze a little bit about this discard. So for this discard, it means if the number is not inside, we can still discard it. So this means if we are having an empty array, there's nothing inside, but we need to discard a value 2. 2 is not inside. So this means if there's no value inside, we just did nothing. We just have this empty array. If there's a value 2 inside, we can use this discard with this value 2. So we just remove this 2. It is okay. So both of them will be O n time. Yeah. So log n time. Both of them will be log n time. But if you don't like to use the discard, or if you forget about the discard, you can also use sorted list dot remove. Yeah, but before you use it, you have to check. Otherwise, you're gonna make a mistake. Because for remove, this number must be inside. Otherwise, you cannot remove. So if it's say inside the sorted list, so you're gonna remove it. But in this way, actually, you use the log n time 2 times. You use the 2 times log n time. Because this is a log n time, this is another log n time. So why you use it twice? Yeah, it also works, but the better way is use discard. Because for using discard, I think it is much faster, and we can make it in O n time. Yeah, as you can see, it also works. It will be a little bit slower, but it should be okay. So normally, you should use discard. So we can use discard directly to discard the frequency. Yeah, I think that's for it. Thank you for watching. See you next time.